This is the Tapped In Podcast, the podcast for beverage distributors that want to empower their sales team to drive business results. Listen up and welcome back to another episode of the Tapped In Sales Podcast, your podcast for beer distributors by beer distributors. Here with our man Mikey, data hostess with the mostest. I was working the GPT recently on coming up with a nickname for you. I'm still working on it. I'm still massaging, the what that's going to look like. But in a little bit of fun, as we're post after Christmas, I mean, this was sent in a group chat. I mean, Merry Christmas, Mike, the baby Jesus.
The baby Jesus, Mike. That hung on our tree for many years. Actually, I think pretty sure the sign department also made that into a banner that hung out in the warehouse.
Yes. So backstory on this is that Atlas had a Christmas tree up in its lobby, and our sign shop Benny, who's like, I mean, he's not your normal sign guy. He's like 300 pounds. We had to give him a chair that was bigger that would support a 400-pound human being because he broke the one that he was in for normal folks. And so Benny made this one year as an ornament, and it was hung on our tree with pride for many, many years. Do you have one of these, Mikey?
I do not. Nope. Just the picture.
So good. So good.
Yeah,
it should come back. It should come back, and it should go on your tree for
it
sure.
Should. Yep.
Yep.
We could actually sell those with the Tapped In logo, hanging on your tree, a little baby Jesus Mike. Take one home today.
Sweet baby Jesus Mike. I love it. That would be incredible. Well, for those of you listening, you won't be able to see it, but if you're on the YouTube or you're on Spotify, the video feature, you'll be able to see Mike's incredible ornament. So I love it. Well, we are in the hangover of Christmas and the throes of the holiday season between Christmas and New Year's. We're recording this the Friday before New Year's Eve, Friday after Christmas. And Mikey, how are we doing? How was the break? Or it's not a break, but never a break for us, but it's a break.
Yeah, it's a break for the family. The whole family's home. So it's kind of, it was a whirlwind. We hosted 3 different Christmases. From the weekend to Christmas Eve, then into Christmas Day. So we had 3 different groups come and go. So that was kind of a lot, but it was fun. We love doing it. Love having everybody here. And then Christmas Day was kind of chill and just relaxing the second half. So that was nice. But
awesome.
No, it was great, man. How was your Christmas?
Christmas was good. Just hanging out with family. It was great down in South Florida. So no snow for me, which is perfect the way I like it. So it was good. It's good to be back. Good to do this. I'm glad we're keeping it fresh over the holiday season. So because we'll be pushing this episode out live New Year's Eve.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
We will be rocking and rolling into the new year shortly after this. So one of the things that Mike and I thought would be fun is talking about our summary for the year and favorite episodes that we've done. We've now done 35, Mike?
36.
36. Those will be 37 episodes. So it's incredible that we still have listeners out there listening to us dumbasses on a regular basis. So we appreciate you. So Mikey, tell the people, what are your favorite episodes from the year?
Yeah, I think my favorite episode was one that we just recorded early December, and that was with Ian Dominguez, and we talked about THC beverages and where the cannabis beverage industry is headed, and there was a lot of really good insight, a lot of crazy statistics coming out of that episode too that really were eye opening. So yeah, that would be my number one episode. We had a really good chat with him. We learned a lot. I'm looking forward to having him back on next year too, and kind of seeing where we're at with some of those predictions that he had made. And
your biggest disappointment is being let down that you're not going to get your menthols laced THC cigarettes.
Well, he said we were. there was a supplier out in California that
Oh,
sells
he
them.
did say he was,
did
because
say
you
that,
had
yeah.
me pull that clip out and send that just to you so you could share it with your boys at Deer
Yeah,
Camp.
yeah. My buddies and I that were talking about it, and we were poking fun of the idea of a menthol
That's right. He did say,
pre-rolled
"Oh no,
joint.
there is already one out there.
Yeah. Oh man, yeah, because
Ask
we were
and you
talking about
shall receive."
the large tobacco supplier that's getting into the game. So that's where the menthol pre-roll idea came from, which
There
just
it is, the
does not
menthol
sound good.
pre-roll. Eye is in the beholder, Mikey.
I guess so, man.
Eye is in the beholder.
Whatever sells. But yeah, no, that was a great episode. And then I also really loved the episode that we had Jen from Draft Lines on. I think that goes all the way back to episode 16. So August, we had her on. I found that episode really fascinating. The data that she has across the country with all the different taps and how many open draft lines there are really, really shocked me. So and with that, the follow up that we had with Ultra overtaking Bud Light in
Yes.
tap count too. So I think she has a really cool thing going on. Some really, really interesting data. And yeah, I always love touching base with her and finding that out. But
We gotta have her back.
Yeah,
Yeah, we gotta
it
have
was
her
funny
back on
'cause
and butt heads.
I sent you a picture shortly after that episode. We were talking about how many open draft lines there were. I went out to a restaurant here for dinner. It's restaurant-ish, bar-ish. They do pretty well. I think they're open to like 12:30, so they do a lot of alcohol sales as well. And the owner, his brother, is in the alcohol distribution industry too. So a really close tie to beer distribution. And I walked in, and I think that they had, what did they have? 18 taps.
Mm-hmm.
And I counted 6 open lines. And I was like, oh my God, that's crazy. That's absolutely crazy and fascinating that we just got done talking about this with Jen, and I walk in and here's 6 open lines.
I'm trying to find that picture again. I can't find it though.
Oh, I could probably find it. It's all good.
It's okay. Doesn't matter. We don't need it that bad. But yes, I want to have her back and like argue about the value of the on premise, because I've always been in the camp of that. How much is it worth and how much isn't it worth? And I know it's an opportunity. Like I get that 100%. Like we were going to go round and around about that. But at the same time, like how much of it is it worth the pain in the ass too?
Yeah. Yeah.
So we have different opinions on it, obviously,
Right.
and that's by design. And some of it is like an academic discussion to like poke some holes in my philosophy that I have about it, and then for her to poke some holes and for me to poke some holes in her philosophy too. So we'll do that at some point. And that'll be fun. I know she's up for it for sure.
Perfect. What about you, my man? What were some of your favorite episodes?
I had 2 favorite ones too. I think my most favorite one was make your PFP guaranteed and what it looks like if you wanted to do that. And it was kind of like a smart ass, this is back inside of like Budland of how do you make it guaranteed and like why that's a bad idea. And a lot of the stuff that I love doing and talking with clients about and talking with people on the podcast about is how you have an intended plan to have a design a behavior or to have an outcome happen. And that doesn't always happen the way that you want it to. So, unintended consequences, people respond to incentives. That to me was a fun one. It's episode 26 is the one I'm trying to find the actual, where is that? What's the actual full name of it? There it is. How to make your PFP guaranteed, a guaranteed monthly bonus, and why you shouldn't, episode 26. So I would check that out if you're a new listener as well. And then my other favorite was stepping up without stepping in it, navigating family business succession with Albert Kruchka Jr. That was the book review that we did on Albert as well, or with Albert as well. So that was a ton of fun. That was the only episode Mikey wasn't around for.
Yeah. It was just the 2 of you guys on that one.
Yep. Mikey got stuck on site, I think it was, one way or another. So we missed you for sure. But those were my 2. And I look forward to doing more of stuff like that next year, 100%.
Yeah.
And speaking of like people respond to incentives, like when you do this over the holidays, like that is an incentive that you might not, be prepared for the outcome. But the peppermint white Russian with peppermint bark on the rim.
I see that. Somebody went the
So
extra
good.
mile with that. That is
That
awesome.
that was me. We had this, a friend of ours from the industry, shout out to Brian and Missy. They gave this to us a few years back as a Christmas present from Eskinosi Chocolate. It's a really
Okay.
cool, Eskinosi Chocolate. It's a really cool chocolate company. And then obviously the Cutwater Peppermint White Russian. Mix the two together. You throw a little orange here, Mikey, on
Oh,
the
okay.
rim,
Yeah.
and that helps it stick without imparting any flavor onto it.
I love it. And I love how, you're getting older and you're preparing for after this, and there's a roll of Tums behind this in the picture. That's called thinking ahead.
Thinking ahead, staying ahead of the game for sure.
Absolutely.
This got the exact intended consequence that I wanted
Yeah.
for having a multitude of these. Those things are like pork chops in a can, though. They're like almost 400 calories.
Yeah, they're a lot. Yeah. Yeah, I actually bought that exact same flavor. We took my buddy, good friends of ours, they bought a party bus, 16 passenger party bus.
You just did that for fun. We talked about that,
Yeah,
I think.
yeah. So we took it up to Grand Rapids to go do some holiday festivities things, and you can drink on the bus because it's legal. And so I had bought a single can of those, and I was at the liquor store, or packaged liquor store just down the road, and it was a single, and she couldn't get it to ring up. She kept ringing it, and it just wouldn't come up. So she finally gave it to me for like $1.09. So I looked at her and said, "Can I get a couple more of those, please?"
No shit.
Yeah.
Actually, I'll take 12, please.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. It's awesome. Well, as we look forward to 2025, Mikey, what do you want to do more of next year?
I think we should continue. We've had a few different clients on, talking with a rep and a ASM or a team leader. I think we should continue to do that. Have a couple more real life on the streets, people on talking about, day to day struggles and how you overcome them, and good stuff like that too. But we also, we've only had, in the 36 episodes, we've only had one supplier on, and that was Chris. And I feel like we should have another supplier on, maybe get some insights, where some of these incentives maybe come from, where they're headed, what kind of results are they seeing out of them. Pick a supplier's brain a little bit. And then also, we had kind of talked about having a retailer on. We know a retailer that owns, what do they have? 5 locations
5 or 6
now?
locations, yeah.
5 or 6 locations.
Good size locations, yep.
Yeah, packaged liquor, good stores. So yeah, we were gonna have them on as a guest and kind of pick their brain, from the beer distributor side. I had some fun questions lined up as far as like, how do we sell you something? How do you not like to be sold? Things like that, to get some good insight. So I feel like going down those avenues would be some good ideas for 2025.
It's awesome. Great ideas. I want to do some more stuff on culture of sales, culture of performance. We had one client talk with me recently about that, we're trying to create a culture of performance around here, not a culture of mediocrity. And, how do we actually generate a culture of performance by, just sales and just the sales team alone around what VXP is doing from a client's perspective and the sales team engagement, but just really helping people understand, like, we're not just looking for the next day. Like, we're not living for the weekend, or we're not looking for the next to get through the day. We're looking for performance. We're looking for outcomes. And as the industry has gotten tougher and trends have gotten more challenging, and, overall consumption has gotten more challenging, like, that culture of performance is something I want to spend some more time around as well. And then I want to get off into the weeds a little bit more around, like, corporate strategy on some beer distributor things or beverage distributor things that aren't necessarily all in our wheelhouse, but maybe have some guests on around that, or just some things that you and I worked on outside of just the normal sales culture piece or sales engagement piece that we spend a lot of time talking about too. So I think that'll be fun to kind of get off the beaten path for sure.
Yeah. Sounds great.
We got a couple listeners. Go ahead, Mikey.
I was gonna say, I can't believe 2024 is already coming to an end, and we're planning 25. That happened so quick.
I know. So fast. I think our first episode, we pushed out the first 3 episodes in like May or something.
Yeah,
like that.
I was looking at that. I think our intro was May 6th.
Yeah.
Release date.
Yeah, May 5th. Fair released at 5:10 in the afternoon. And we pushed out the 3 episodes then. So then we've done, basically 34 weeks in a row, all fresh content every week. We're going to keep it up. We have no lack of ideas.
Yeah, that's true. That is
And for
true.
some reason, we've been able to continue to execute.
Yeah, I think going on site helps a lot too, because we come back with some fresh new ideas every time we go on site.
For sure. And we got a bunch of those lined up for the new year. So that'll be exciting to get out on the road together. And we'll be in the cold. Clients are in the north. I need to do a better job of selling clients in the south.
Yeah, you
when
need
it's
to start
cold.
preparing for that too, because we have a
Yep.
couple that are real north.
Oh, I got some jackets down here. I got some warmth. You've seen it in the pot. I got some fleece. I'm ready to go.
Yeah.
I got some pants and I got some fleece. I'm ready to rock.
Perfect.
We also got some great listeners that reached out with ideas that they're looking to, have us go through. So we got some cool stuff planned for the new year as well. If you have any ideas and are a listener out there, a subscriber out there, please do not hesitate to share them with us. You can email us at info@vxptech.com, or you probably might even have one of our emails. Just ship it our way and we will dive in and take a look at how we can do that on a podcast episode. So good stuff. Mikey, anything else you want to add for our New Year's podcast?
No, I don't think so. It's just been a crazy ride so far. Not even a half a year into this. So, yeah, I enjoyed doing it and look forward to some feedback, some ideas from the listeners, and look forward to a great 2025.
For sure. In a month, we'll be celebrating Mikey's full year baptism in VXP as well.
True. Yeah. End of January. Yeah.
Very end of January. So it was good stuff. I appreciate you for being here and doing this with us, Mikey. If you love what we're doing, listen. Actually, one more thing I want to talk about with you that I forgot. Like, Anderson is having his tonsils out next week.
He is. Yeah. Monday. Today's Friday. So it's a couple days.
So for all the listeners, send good vibes and ice cream.
Ice cream. Yeah. That's the only thing that's going to get him through this, because the kid loves ice cream. So when he found out, he freaked out. And we're like, well, you can only eat soft foods. What's that mean? I said, well, that's like yogurt, ice cream, popsicles. And so he got over it a little bit faster that way. But
what's his favorite ice cream?
Ice cream.
Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter. Yeah, actually, he's a big fan of vanilla and cookies and cream. But yeah, I mean, he's all over the board.
Awesome. Has he ever had frozen custard instead of ice cream?
Yeah. We have a nice little custard place right here in town, and yeah, he likes that too. So
likes that too. Oh, and I would be a sucker for.
It's kind of like Will Ferrell's character in Elf. Does it have sugar in it? Yes. Well, then I love it. That's his diet.
Oh, we just watched that again over the Christmas holiday. And when he's sitting down at breakfast and he's got the spaghetti that he made, and then he puts ice cream on it, and then he throws all the other stuff, and he pulls out a Pop-Tart. I forgot he pulled out a Pop-Tart and just like broke the Pop-Tart into like 3 or 4 pieces and then just picks it up. It's like they had to have been losing their mind watching him play that scene out or act that scene out.
I'm sure I was thinking the exact same thing. Like, oh man.
And then with my name, everybody's like, bye, buddy. Hope you find your day.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a famous saying in our family too. Anderson always says it.
I love it. Well, thanks, Mikey, for coming along the journey with me. I appreciate it. And for all the listeners out there, if you love what we're doing, subscribe, share with a friend. We would much appreciate that. You can find the podcast anywhere you listen to podcasts, plus on YouTube. We have a small little growing contingent on the YouTube too, Mikey. So
yeah, I noticed that.
Exciting to see. Yes.
People like seeing our ugly faces, right? Your beautiful face.
I don't know why, but they do. I'm just going to keep pushing it out and throwing it out everywhere, and we'll see what happens next. We probably won't be able to put it on TikTok anymore. Not that we do, because we don't. But
I was going to say, I didn't know we did that.
Yeah, TikTok will probably get banned in 2025, and then that'll create a whole new host of users to come watch our shit on YouTube, right?
Yeah, yep.
A bunch of teenagers.
Learning how to spell beer.
Oh, you gotta
Yeah.
love it. You gotta love it. Well,
What an
happy New
insight.
Year to everybody and all our listeners out there.
Happy New Year.
Cheers.
Cheers.